The LeBron camp right now is scrambling because they're trying to look for who to point blame to so they can deflect from the fact that the Lakers essentially showed LeBron James the door. And now the people that they're going after are Rob Pelinka and Kobe Bryant. They're now beginning to say that Rob Pelinka sabotaged LeBron James.
The media is in a total frenzy right now, and for one reason only. The LeBron James era in Los Angeles is officially over. But instead of accepting reality, his camp has hit a new, disgusting low. They are actively trying to destroy the legacy of Kobe Bryant just to cover up the fact that the Lakers front office finally showed LeBron the door. We need to break down the ugly truth behind this entire panic mode.
They're now beginning to say that Rob Pelinka sabotaged LeBron James because of the way that he got kicked off the Lakers, but also it was reported that when LeBron James approached the Lakers for like a 2-year, I think $100 million contract, Rob Pelinka allegedly told LeBron James, "Do you think you're Kobe Bryant?"
It's being reported that when LeBron approached the Lakers for a massive 2-year, $100 million contract, Rob Pelinka didn't just say no. He allegedly asked him, "Do you think you're Kobe Bryant?" That hit a nerve, and now the media is painting Pelinka as a master saboteur. They want you to believe he pushed LeBron out just to protect Kobe's legacy. But let's be honest, is this really sabotage? Or is it just the franchise finally making the hard business decisions they were too afraid to make before? The narrative coming out is that Pelinka actively sabotaged LeBron's final years. Why? Because they claim Pelinka wanted to protect the legacy of Kobe Bryant at all costs. I want to review exactly what was said on a media show called Sports Grid, where these talking heads were discussing this rumor. Take a listen to how these media mouthpieces are moving the goalposts and trying to frame a standard basketball decision as a malicious personal vendetta against an aging superstar.
So take a listen to what these guys said.
Do you think there's something to this? You know, Rob Pelinka, the general manager of the Lakers, was Kobe Bryant's agent. And, there are reports there that, he wanted to get $50 million a year over the next 2 years. And he wanted celebration tours out the door. And Rob Pelinka reportedly was like, "Who do you think you are, Kobe Bryant?" And I was just wondering, on the way out the door, if that's more about pushing him out the door than it is about embracing him, because you said they didn't earn it to have him come back on the league minimum.
The narrative from LeBron's defenders is truly embarrassing. They're claiming that moving on from an aging 42-year-old superstar isn't in the team's best interest. They compare him to legends like Dirk, but let's stop the delusion. LeBron isn't a ceremonial player. He wants a max contract and a multi-city retirement tour. When the front office refused to hand him that blank check, the LeBron camp started scrambling for scapegoats. They don't want to admit that the team simply chose a younger, fresher future over his demands. The host of a major sports show even yelled that LeBron isn't Dirk Nowitzki, averaging 4 points a game just to get added to an all-star game for fun. He reminded everyone that LeBron was the best player on the team during a playoff series win over the Rockets as a huge underdog. He is using all of this to claim that Pelinka is just making decisions based on protecting an old friend. But is that really the case, or is the media just desperate for drama?
But that's embarrassing if that's how Rob Pelinka is moving, because that's not in the Lakers franchise best. Let's be very clear. LeBron James is not a ceremonial player. He's not Dirk Nowitzki, who was added into the All-Star game in his final season while averaging 4 points a game. LeBron James was the best player on the Lakers in a playoff series win over the Rockets as one of the biggest round one underdogs. That's who LeBron James is. LeBron James has won a finals MVP for this organization. That's who LeBron James is. He finished 6th in MVP voting 2 years ago. So I understand he's 42. But if Rob Pelinka is making decisions based on protecting someone who, of course, means, but that's Kobe welcomed him in when he came, right? I think what it is LeBron was an excuse for a GM who, quite frankly, just relies on luck. Luka was luck. LeBron showing up had nothing to do with Pelinka. He wanted to be a Laker, probably because of Kobe and Magic Johnson, obviously. So he was like, I don't know what I'm doing, so I'll just say I'm doing nothing because it's LeBron's fault.
Here is the reality that these media mouthpieces refuse to address. LeBron spent 8 years in LA. In those 8 years, he achieved nothing close to the historic impact Kobe Bryant left on this franchise. Kobe gave 20 years and brought 5 championships to this city. LeBron, he brought one. And now, he expects the red carpet, a massive farewell tour, and a $100 million payout? The math just doesn't add up. If you compare their production, LeBron's long tenure in LA actually highlights the mediocrity of his era compared to the standard Kobe set. Fans are starting to see it. This wasn't a conspiracy to save Kobe's legacy. It was a necessary move to save the Lakers' future. The team is finally building a competitive, younger roster, trading for Kessler, adding defensive depth, and targeting young talent like Kuminga. That is real, productive work, not just chasing a name. The front office is doing real work to build a fresh, competitive squad. They traded away players, picked up guys like Colin Sexton and Quentin Grimes, and they are even heavily pursuing Jonathan Kuminga right now. They chose to build a younger roster instead of handing an aging player a massive blank check. This is the difference between a GM doing his job and a team being held hostage by a superstar's legacy. The media is pissed off at the Lakers because they want the franchise to fail. They hate that the front office finally jettisoned their favorite media darling. That is why they are claiming that every single offseason move is a disaster.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if the LeBron fan base are a group of people that we need to be taken seriously. Because if we're being honest, LeBron fans are not serious people. For the simple fact that they think that their guy deserves anything at all that is comparable to what Kobe Bryant received from the Lakers really speaks to the delusion of the LeBron fan base and, frankly, the delusion of LeBron James himself. Let's just call a spade a spade. Let me get this straight.
So, let's have a real conversation. If LeBron is such a guaranteed premium as you claim, why are you so terrified of where he goes next? If he's still the best player, why aren't you betting your money on his next team winning a ring? You know the truth. The Lakers were right to move on, and real Laker fans are celebrating this fresh start. This will always be Kobe's city, and no amount of media spin can change that history. LeBron's era is done, and it's time to move forward. Let's call a spade a spade. Lakers management is clearing cap space, bringing in young defensive anchors, and prioritizing shooting. The delusional idea that the franchise will crumble without him is just that, a delusion. Lakers fans want a team that plays for championships, not an expensive farewell tour. If you want more honest sports breakdowns, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel right now.